It's very nimble. This BMW F800R, very nimble, very effortlessly. That's a great effortlessly. It effortlessly does what you want it to do. BMW F800R. It's my first bike, passed my test in June, and I bought the bike in June, so I've been riding it for about 4 months, like coming up to 3-4 months. Everything's stock except for the exhaust. I've got the old Astropovic, which is really nice. This is the race model, I think, or the road model. I can't remember. I'll find out and I'll put it in the description. But you basically it comes with this back bit, this nice little cover, which obviously comes off, the pannier bits, LED thingies, indicators. I added the crash bars, which means that the belly plate has to be taken off. I've got the belly plate. When I stop dropping the fucking thing, maybe I'll put it on. I added the BMW Navigator 5, which is just amazing. If you're going to get a BMW, get a fucking Navigator. It is awesome. Bendy road mode is brilliant. It's the bike, so it comes with multiple choice suspension. So I've got Sport, Comfort and Norm. I'll be honest, I can't really tell the difference. Do you know what, if you're going to buy this bike, don't bother with it. I mean, it's, you know, I got all the add-ons really. I'd never use it. I always leave it in Comfort. It's got heated grips, so you've got 3 settings on the heated grips. They are amazing. Without doubt, get those. It's got ABS. It's got the steering dampener, Brembo brakes, which my understanding is they're good. I just like the word Brembo, to be honest with you. It's quite nice. Really nice upside down forks, I believe, and they're gold, which is quite nice. It's getting a bit hot now, so let's turn it off. Read out on the dash so you can see your gears, what gear you're in. You've obviously got your trip information. It's got a stopwatch on it for laps and that, and you can see how much petrol you've got, and really useful, I went for the tyre pressure information, which is just brilliant. I love it. Really easy to set up for pillion. Pop the seat off, and there's a little thing in there that you put into here. You twist that all the way to the right, and then your pillion set up. You don't need to do anything else because of the automatic suspension setting, which, to be honest, I think that's probably one of the reasons why it's worth getting the automatic suspension, purely so you don't have to fuck around with anything else. I love the look of it, I have to say. In blue, I think it's just a really nice looking bike. It looks kind of mean. From the front, it's okay. You know, it's all right. But this is the view for me. That's when it looks its best. It just on the side. I love it with the blue and the black. From the back, yeah, I think it's quite nice looking as well. You know, it's got a big tank. It looks quite nice. Interestingly, with this bike, the tank is actually here. So the fuel tank is here, and it's moulded under the seat. So, you know, if it blows up, at least you know you're going to die. But this is just plastic. It's not metal, which is good because it's all replaceable. So you know, if you fuck it up, then that's cool. No storage at all under that seat. Nothing. I mean, literally nothing. There's none. You could fit maybe a disc brake lock in there, and that's it. Replaced the stock exhaust because it sounded like a gnat farting, and the Astropovic is amazing. Standard tyres are on it. I'll probably change them at some point, but I don't really know a lot about that shit. Comes this option, the road option or the race option, I can't remember which one it was, comes with a stand. That's very useful. So mirrors wise, a lot of people moan about the mirrors on this bike, and I think I don't know if that's just a thing with BMW. I actually don't mind them. I mean, yes, I have to move my arms a little bit at times to be able to see what's going on, but that's not a fucking bother, really. It really isn't that much bother at all. So it's 95, was it 90? It's 90 brake horsepower, this bike, which is the 2015 model. It's pokey. I mean, it's got a lot of torque. You know, it does have a lot of torque, and it does go. It's a nice bike, 800cc, and I would say, you know, it's manageable speed. It's probably the way that I would describe it. For a beginner, for me, it's a perfect bike. If you've been riding if you've done your CBT and you've been riding a 125 for a couple of years, then I would say maybe it's not the right first big bike for you, because you're a bit more experienced on the road. But if you've just passed your direct access and you want a bike that you can rely on, that is manageable, that you know, you can that isn't going to fucking rip your face off when you accelerate, but is actually going to give you enough poke to get you there, then the BMW F800R is perfect. And I love it. The more I get used to it, the faster it feels, you know, because the more comfortable I get with it, the more I get out of the bike. And I can't say enough good about this bike. When I first got it, I thought maybe it's not that exciting, but actually once you get confident with it, and the more confident I become with it, the more fun the bike is, because the more I'm throwing it around, and it really loves bends. This bike, it is really lovely in the corners, and that's probably the best thing about it actually is cornering. It's so nice. It's very, you know, very, you can throw it about, and it's very easy to get around corners. So I love it for that. Miles per gallon, I mean, I average about 64 miles per gallon, and that seems to stay at 64 miles per gallon no matter how I drive, or how I ride, sorry. It's always 64 miles per gallon, which is fucking good, to be honest. I mean, it means that I get close to 200 miles out of a tank. It doesn't cost a lot to fill these things up, as you well know. I always use super unleaded, and yeah, I mean, it just goes. It just keeps going and going and going. And so, yeah, I mean, that's my little review really of the BMW F800R. I think I paid $9.5 for it, and that was literally with every option. The only option I did not go for was the alarm. You know, it comes as a standard. It comes with a immobiliser. I just didn't go for the alarm because I just thought, well, you know, actually the guy at Barnstall said to me, I asked him if it's worth going for, and he said to me, when was the last time you heard an alarm go off and you actually did anything about it? And I was like, yeah, it's a really good point. So yeah, I didn't bother with the alarm. Every other option I've got, and they're all, you know, it's all perfect. The only thing I don't use is the suspension, different suspension settings. Maybe I would if I took it on a track day. Maybe I'd change it to sport. Maybe that would make a big difference. But on the roads, I just like sticking in comfort. Really, it's, you know, seat is, and it is a comfortable bike. You could tour on this bike. It is, you know, I mean, there's not really any wind protection, but to be honest with you, you don't notice it. You know, at least I don't. So yeah, I love it. I absolutely love this bike. Couldn't recommend it enough, especially if it's first big bike. Wouldn't recommend it if it's your second big bike, or if you've been riding for years and years and years on a 125 and you're just moving up. Maybe you'd want to go for something more like a street triple. I don't know. It really does depend on what you want. But I went for this based on some reviews I'd read on the internet, which said that it was a good first big bike, and I wanted to go for something that I would feel safe on, that I could learn on, that I didn't feel after 6 months I wanted to replace because it wasn't fast enough, and this bike is perfect for that. So yeah, go out there guys, get one, you know, because nobody else has. I'm like the only one.